Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, talking fishing. If it's facts about fishing that you want to know, then tune in, folks, cause this is the show. We'll show you all the right bait to use, so sit right back, you got nothing to lose. Doesn't really matter if it's trout or carp, flathead, marlin or a gummy shark. Listen to the guys and you can't go wrong. They'll be talking about fishing till the cows come home. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Welcome everyone to Talking Fishing, a big show coming your way as always, and what a cracking week of fishing it's been. The big kingfish continue to be caught in the rip. The salmon in Port Phillip Bay are that thick you can walk on them, and the big gummies are in full flight. Then there's the next 4 days of near 30 degrees with some calm seas amongst it. It's just a great time of year for fishing. There's plenty to talk about tonight, so let's get into it with a big welcome to the man who travels by kayak all the way from Narooma, Adam Ring. Welcome, Ads.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, did the dash for cash up to Narooma with the kids and the family on the weekend, which was beautiful. And if you haven't been to Narooma, I suggest you check it out because it's just heaven on earth, isn't it, Dave? I know it's a place that's very close to your heart. Very close to my heart. And I tell you what, we'll talk about Narooma because I'd like to hear how it is. I haven't been back for a couple of years. So, and it's always a big welcome to the man all the way from Nelson via Shepparton. Welcome back for 2018, Trully.
Thank you very much, Dave.
Sorry, Stephen Victor Trulford.
There
I
we
shouldn't
go.
call you Trulford. Stephen Victor Trulford. It's not the same if I don't. Did you get stirred as a kid with your middle name of Victor?
A little bit, you know. It's stuck. Yeah, I can't tell you what I did.
Been called worse.
Been kicked out too.
Now, it's been a great week. You boys were lucky enough to go away. You to Narooma, you to Nelson.
Yep.
Charlie, can you describe the style of fishing that you were explaining to us before about how to catch the famous mulloway in Nelson?
Yeah, it was a big build-up, you know, to the actual fishing trip, and with the bream and stuff down there, and the jewfish was part of it, and so it's like how do we catch these jewfish? So it's like, all right, what we're going to do is
where's this at? Tackle shop or something? You're talking to the experts?
Yeah, went to Mount Gambier. Went to the got one store at Mount Gambier. So yeah, the guys were right there, and the guys goes, he says to me, "I want to catch a jewfish." He said, "Yep." And I said, no. He goes, what you do? He said, what you do is you get a pilchard, right, and you just put a heap of hooks in it, and you just anchor up, throw it out.
A gang hook?
Yeah, gang hook, yeah. Throw it out, anchor up, throw it out. And it's just like, so you burley up, or what's it go? He goes, no need to burley, because the brim come along and just destroy your pilchard, and it stirs things up and gets things going and things. And after about an hour,
by the way, there's mulloway fishermen sitting on their couch right now going,
they're just about ready to punch you in the face.
OMG. Anyway, keep going.
I thought this was like finesse fishing, really, guys. It's like carp. You know? It's like, it sits on the bottom, and all this brim come along, and it's like, you go, oh man. And he popped this brim about this big, and he's hooked in the eye or the arm or the leg or something, you know. So you throw him off, and it's like another one, you know. So another brim, you know. And I just got sick of catching brim.
Did you get your dewy?
One. Little one about this big. Yeah, it was good.
On a gang hook?
It was, but it was drifting down.
Yeah.
It was drifting down, and I just went to pick up, and like that. I just went like that, and it just, oh, I'm on.
A big brim?
No, it was a dewy about this big.
Yeah, but did you think it was a big brim?
Yeah, another brim. I was going to like just try and, you know, straight pull him off.
Oh, I tell you what, it's good here, folks. Let's have a look at what's being caught by the people at home. It's time for Catch of the Week.
Catch of the Week, brought to you by Shimano, providing reliable, trustworthy, quality fishing gear for your enjoyment.
And let's kick it off with a beautiful flathead, unlike the just the brim and the jewfish of Nelson, but a beautiful Port Phillip Bay flathead. Have a look at that, Liz Henwood. That is a beautiful flathead in anyone's book. That's a big fish too.
Yeah. How good are the fish grips?
Yeah. It's like a pair of Lumo pliers. But anyway, well done to Liz. That is a cracking flathead, and well done. Yeah. Good to see the flathead just keep going and going in Port Phillip Bay. It's just fantastic. The other big thing that's in Port Phillip Bay, as we mentioned in the introduction, it is just a great season. Kingfish, yellowtail kingfish. They're one of my favourite species, boys. And have a look at this one. Alan Shaw, he got one in the rip. I think that was last Thursday. I think aboard Sharkmen fishing charters.
Nice.
And that's a beautiful
specimen. I think we're seeing our best season for size fish this
Absolutely.
right now.
And the other thing I'd say from last year, it started a little bit early last year. It's only when people start fishing. It's not actually when the fish are there, because I think the fish are there a lot longer than what we think.
Yeah.
Last year it started in December. It was over by the middle of January.
Yeah, that's right.
This year it started in December and it's still going now, hot as hot. Have a look at this one, Grant Chalmers. He got another one in the rip on his own boat, and well done to Grant. I think he was out with his mate and they got into him on Saturday. In fact, it was a pretty hot bite from what I'm told on Saturday. Lots of boats.
Yep.
When I turned up Sunday, it was all over. They didn't bite at all. So anyway, you got to love that.
They're tough looking fish, aren't they? Oh, they're a tough, fast looking fish.
Beautiful looking fish.
Well, I took my son-in-law and a friend of mine out, and I was getting the gimbal belts ready, and now Paul, my son-in-law's from Darwin, he said, what do I need one of those for?
Put that away, mate.
What do I need one of those for? And I said, don't worry about that. We'll need one if we get a kingfish, and they are power for power. They're just a beautiful fish. Also aboard Sharkmen Fishing Charters. Now help me out with
Miguel. I'll leave the surname up to you.
Well, Maestri, he's a chef apparently. But anyway, he got a 10.2 kilo kingfish on Saturday aboard Sharkmen Fishing Charters, and the boys on Sharkmen, they're doing pretty good in the rip.
And these are genuine kingies.
Yeah.
Kingies now, 10 kilos plus. They're serious fish.
They are good fish.
Yeah, they get that size.
Boys, Pat Ellaby, always a good contributor to the show. He wrote in and said, good morning, guys. Fished around Seal Rocks again yesterday, trying to catch my first ever kingfish. We were drifting using live yakkers off the bottom when I hooked into this gummy shark. Great fight, but wrong fish.
A live yakker?
Yeah.
How good's that?
Just drifting along.
Gummies, whatever.
Went just on 16 kilos and is my PB. Plenty of large black salmon out the front of the rock too, from Pat Ellaby. Well done, Pat.
Nice fish.
Now, I reckon we've had Pat on plenty of times. I would have said with bigger than 16 kilo gummies. And he's saying that's his PB. So, Pat, you got someone who does some good photography for you, because anyway, 16 kilos is nothing to sneeze at.
Great fish.
Absolutely. While we're talking about gummies, the South Channel, now Sean Ferdier from Think Big. If you ever want to catch a big gummy shark, go with that man, because he knows his stuff. And the South Channel really turned it on the other night for his customer, Philip Bayer. 31.7 kilograms of female gummy that was released to swim another day.
We say they don't get much bigger than that, but gummy sharks genuinely don't get much bigger than that.
No.
In Port Phillip Bay or Western Port.
That's a monster.
big gummy shark.
I mean, he's given a cuddle like he was cuddling you, Trelly.
Why are all the big ones female?
It's just the way they are. They grow bigger than the male.
Yeah, that's the way they roll, yeah.
Another good place for gummies this time of year is always Port Welshpool, and Travis Thorney got down there. I think he was fishing in a comp on the weekend, and have a look at Travis's. That's a 27 kilogram gummy shark.
27
kilos. There's actually big gummies around at the moment.
Yeah.
It does make that other 16 kilo look
small.
Light on.
Yeah, Pat needs to work a bit harder.
Lift it,
I mean, he hasn't caught a kingfish.
He's PB.
And he gets a PB, a little one of 16 kilos. I mean,
average,
what's going on, Pat? Tighten up. Have a look at this, boys, because we had young Chris, thank you, Trelly, Chris from your Geelong store was on last week, and he gave us some pretty comprehensive details about the Crater Lakes, which is Bull and Merri and Purrumbete. And Purrumbete is absolutely on fire, and I know we've had quite a few people send us in their pics, but have a look at these two young fellows, Brandon and Aaron, with a 3.1 kilo brown trout taken at Lake Purrumbete last weekend.
Long fish. It looks really long, doesn't it?
Well, I think the camera angle's a bit because
not bad, but their fingers aren't. That's
I'd be happy
good.
with a fish like that. That's for sure.
And
absolutely,
summer's not. Trout go deep and sort of shut down a bit.
What's going to happen when we start to cool down a little bit?
Well, the thing is with that Purrumbete, I've been down there. It's such a great freshwater fishery as far as you got your salmon, your redfin. And it's just really good. And you watch the sounder, you're in 30 foot of water, 40 foot of water. There's like 100 foot of water. And then it comes up again, and it's like I'm going to drop me whatever down, and it's going to get hooked up on a reef. It's great stuff. Great stuff.
Absolutely. If you'd like to send in a pic of your catch of the week, this is what you have to do.
If you want to be like me and have your photo on TV, email your fishing pic to info@ifish.com.au.
And next on Talking Fishing, fisheries news, including all the info on the Dusky Symposium, right after this.
talking fishing.
We know what you'd rather be doing.
We know what you've really got in mind.
We know you'd rather be out fishing. And today's the day you're gonna wet a line. 'Cause every day's a good day.
Stop wishing.
Every day's a chance to drift away. Drift away.
Every day's a good day for fishing. See you down and tackle world today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Live from the studios of Channel 31 Melbourne, it's now time for some very fishy news.
Plenty of news, boys. As I said last week, you know, we had like...
Yeah, we've had a bit of a break and all
Well, we were off for a month and there was that much news going on.
The news didn't go on holidays.
No. So we're going to try and play a bit of catch-up, so let's get into it. The first one is the headline, South Gippsland local takes more than 7 times his pippy limit. Again.
So, again?
Yeah. Old mate's done it again.
Sounds like Barnaby Joyce.
He did it again, didn't he?
Yeah, he did it, yeah.
Did Shorten do the same thing?
Yeah, years ago.
Really?
Yeah, it was under the covers. But
They forget. On what are we talking about?
Pippies.
The fishing show. On Wednesday, 31st of January, so it's only a couple of weeks ago, a 60-year-old man, just a little bit younger than Trelly, from Stony Creek was inspected by fisheries officers at Venus Bay with 15 litres of pippies he had allegedly taken that day. That is more than 7 times the legal catch limit. Victorian Fisheries Authority Regional Manager Operations Bill McCarthy said the catch limit for pippies in the Cape Liptrap Coastal Park between Point Smythe and Arch Rock, including Venus Bay, is 2 litres per person per day.
So he's only a little bit over.
Yeah. I went on to say, I've got all this paperwork from Kevin. So good, Kevin, with the news. This is the second time the man has been detected allegedly exceeding the catch limit for pippies. And the second occasion, he will be summoned to appear before the court. The man will face charges of allegedly taking pippies, or more pippies than the catch limit. As this is allegedly not his first offence, jeez. Why don't they just... They caught him just...
Yeah, no, I'm getting to that.
As this is allegedly not his first offence, it's a bit like that bloke in Burke Street. They said allegedly. He was on the news. He faces increased potential penalties for subsequent offending. Offences of this nature carry a maximum penalty of up to 100 penalty points, which is $15,857 precisely, or a possible term of imprisonment of up to 6 months or both. Do you reckon he'll get that?
So what's the go with allegedly?
Allegedly. Well, you haven't been
innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, you
got caught with 11 kilos of pippies in his possession.
Well, yeah, you got to go through the
system.
It
annoys me when someone's driven down Burke Street and they say allegedly, like he did it.
Yeah, I know, but they let them out in bail. This bloke, you know, he's fine. It's only pippies.
All right. Let's press on. The headline here is New Fishery Management Plan for Rock Lobster. You've probably got something to say about this, Charlie. Saw a photo of you during the week with a rock lobster.
Oh, yeah.
Washed up on the beach.
Your son sent it to me.
Did he?
Was it plastic?
Was I awake?
Maybe it was crawling on you as you slept on the beach. We tried so hard to get photos of you, but poor old Kevin was too busy getting the bar straightened out.
Yeah.
Rock lobster, back onto that. A new fishery management plan for rock lobster was launched today. This is the other day, last Saturday, at the Apollo Bay Seafood Festival, boys. The Victorian Fisheries Authority Chair, Gail Owen, said rock lobsters are one of Australia's most highly prized seafood delicacies and Victoria's most valuable commercial fishery, with a landed catch value of $25 million per annum. That's a lot of money. The commercial rock lobster industry supports fishing and processing businesses across the state, providing valuable jobs in regional ports such as San Remo. The eye operation worked well. San Remo, Queenscliff, Apollo Bay, Port Campbell, Warrnambool, Port Fairy and Portland, Miss Owen said. Miss Owen said the plan included the 3-year tagging trial that will, for the first time, help estimate the overall annual harvest of rock lobsters by recreational fishers. Now, Charlie, you're going to tell a story after this. The tagging trial, which began last year, is an Australian first that has been embraced by recreational anglers, except for Trelly, with more than 4,800 people signed up via the new Vic RL Tag app and website. And over summer, fishers have reported using more than 5,000 tags on recreationally caught rock lobster, and more expected through Easter and autumn. Now, You had an experience because you were on the border of Victoria and South Australia.
I was actually, David, down at Nelson, and I ventured out, and this young chap was casting off the rocks, and you could just tell he was a good fisherman because he just had that little action. You know, you look at someone, and you go, this guy's a nice fish. A little bit of a beard on him. I said, hey, buddy. And I walked up and I had this slice on my rod, right, this metal slice, and I said, am I going to catch anything on this? And I said, be honest. And he goes, nah. And he goes, you're not from around here, are you? I said, nah. And I said, I want to catch a lobster. And he goes, where are you from? Shepparton. He goes, you coming back? No. He goes, well, I'll tell you where to go. So,
he goes, what'd you get your Opera House net out?
Yeah, the one with a catch and no release. So he goes, now what you got to do is you go down the coast a couple of k's, because then you're in South Australian waters, right? So you don't need a licence. You
don't need to tag them.
You don't need to tag them. You've got to abide by the rules, but you can take twice as many as Victoria. So, I mean, you're just on that border. And I know state to state, there's got to finish and stop somewhere.
Are you allowed to go and get your 4 in South Australia, drive back over the border and get your Victorian bag as well?
I'd say if you took a photo with the South Australian news in the background of that day's date on it, I'd say you would be, as evidence.
Anyway, we are law-abiding on this program, and we'll stick with the Victorian Fisheries tagging trial.
And I did buy tags. I did not buy them. I set away for tags. I did, because I was going to go out and get a lobster, but yeah, I bought one.
I saw it. Oh, that's the one I saw. All right, let's keep going because they're yelling in our ear. The Pyrenees Advocate, there's a newspaper somewhere out west, and the headline is Rocklands goes native. So this is starting to hit the papers, boys. It's starting to get some real traction what they're doing down at Rocklands, and it's for fisheries. It's just an absolutely great thing that the state government's doing. Rocklands Reservoir in the Grampians has received 70,000 Murray cod fingerlings to kickstart its progress to become the newest, most exciting native recreational fishery yet. Rocklands will be stocked with more than 200,000 Murray cod and golden perch fingerlings this summer, aligning with the state government's record $46 million target, 1 million commitment to get more people fishing more often. Now, boys, I reckon, you know what we should do? I reckon if we mapped out, like maybe let's get a table going, maybe next week. Of we'll get down the left hand side is looking over here now. Stop, Victor. Stop switching. On the left hand side, let's map out Eildon. So how many fish it's had over how many years?
Oh yeah.
You know what's the biggest coming out? Which is probably about 1.3 now, I reckon, metres and that. And then let's start the Rocklands table because it's had its first. Rocklands is going to catch a Eildon one day. There's no doubt about it. You know that's
it.
Well, that's their aim.
Well, I reckon you're right.
Is to create. I mean, if you look at the habitat, the trees in Rocklands,
the waterway is just like a mole whaler. It's sort of like a mole whaler.
Nice.
Yeah, really good.
If not better.
Yeah.
Nice. Anyway, we might do some comparisons. We'll get a comparison table. I've just got to keep moving here. This is expected. This is back on the same story. This is expected to generate an additional $6 million in fishing-related expenditure in the region as travelling fishers stay overnight, buy fuel, tackle and food as they go fishing. Travis Dowling, he's a friend of ours, said there's a lot more to come this summer. The native fish stocking season has just begun. Anglers can expect to hear lots more over coming months about other efforts to develop recreational fisheries as we approach Target 1 Million's commitment to stock 5 million fish.
Nice.
That's a lot of fish, isn't it? Ads. Next one up, Whiting Challenge. Tell us about it.
Yes, the Western Port Whiting Challenge. Well, it's not the Western Port Whiting Challenge anymore. It's just the Whiting Challenge, as it's been opened up to both Western Port and Port Phillip Bay. Coming up on Saturday the 3rd and Sunday the 4th of March. Epic prizes again this year. Top prize, a little tinny and motor valued at over $8,000. So that is big time. Make sure you get your entries in on time, because if it's anything like...
Oh, I've got some info from old Don.
Yeah, oh, Donnie.
Yeah, no,
is that an email?
It is an email.
He got someone else to do that, didn't he?
I think he typed it on his typewriter and then got someone to scan it.
Yeah, nice.
It says here, reminder, postal and online entries for the Whiting Challenge will be accepted up to 5 p.m. Wednesday the 21st, which is tomorrow.
Yep.
It's $50 per senior and $25 per junior. Alternatively, at the Western Port Club meeting from 7:30 p.m. Wednesday 21st. So tomorrow night there is a club meeting at the club room adjacent to Hastings Boat Ramp, and you'll get the same early entry fee. Late entries from Thursday the 22nd are $65. You're going to pay an additional $15, $35 for juniors and an additional $10. Cash only will be accepted at Cranbourne and Mornington Tackle World stores till 5 p.m. Friday, 2nd of March. Competitors may join the competition at the club room on Saturday the 3rd up to 2 p.m. So if you want to rock up and take the punt
Yes.
You can actually go there from up to 2 p.m. at the late entry fee, and concession will be given to entries at the water. Oh no, we're not doing that.
Now,
Sorry, Don.
Don't forget.
We were going to have a whiting talk night. That's been
Beautiful. Don't forget, because it hasn't gone off yet in previous years. There is
it has.
$1,000.
It's gone off. We had a bloke in the audience at last year's whiting talk night who took the $1,000.
No way.
Yep, about 12 years ago.
I must have not been paying attention to
He'd
that.
be in his 80s now.
There is $1,000 cash being put up by Paul Worstling for the first 1 kilo King George whiting weighed during the event.
Oh yeah,
That'd hurt.
We are trying to hurt him.
Paul would be like,
Bring it on.
I saw he actually opened his wallet the other day and moths flew out. There was dust all over it.
Bring it past. Bring it past either Tackle World, Cranbourne or Mornington before you enter it, and I'm happy to drop a few sinkers in its guts.
There you go. All right, I've got a quick one. Charlie's got a quick one. The Dusky Flathead Symposium is on. It's a free event. Come along to the first recreational fishing symposium about Dusky Flathead. It's free. Great chance to improve your Dusky Flathead knowledge and fishing success. Can't believe Travis Dowling has put his own photo on this.
They must have been thick that day.
And I reckon Anthony Forster caught it for him. There's no way that Travis caught that fish. It's on Saturday, 10th of March, 9:30 till 3 at Bellevue on the Lakes, which I think is a motel down at Lakes Entrance. You have to register, and there's a website there. We will put that on our social media tomorrow. Just helps them plan the seating and catering, which will include lunch and refreshments. Seats are limited. To register early. I've got a feeling Bushy is talking at that as well.
Okay.
So,
still around.
And Charlie?
Yep. I mean, on March 11 this year, we got Lakes Entrance Fort Shore fishing competition. It's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Oh, it's Hooked on Lakes.
Hooked on Lakes.
That's what it's called.
It's a free event. And we've got some cooking demos there. We've got the master chefs Sam Goodwin and Lisa Wilson. I know Sam's been chasing the fishermen around a lot of events now. He's very good. He's an excellent guy to catch up with. Kids clinics, kids activities, market stalls, some food and drinks, music tours, and some prize draws. So that's coming up on March the 11th. Free event, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So that sounds like a really good event.
Get amongst
it.
There
you go. And that is all on the Labor Day long weekend. So big weekend if you're heading down Lakes Entrance Way. It's a great thing to go to. Up next, product of the week and plenty more right after this on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
Good morning, spotters. Stephanie speaking.
Product of the week, brought to you by Tackle World.
Talking Fishing.
Now, a little on 18 months ago, we were introduced to technology in clothing, and it's something that absolutely blew me away because I had no idea that this stuff even existed. Now, once doing a little bit of research and being taught by the lovely folk at Columbia, we have found out that some of this technology is so extremely relevant to what we do as fishermen that we just couldn't ignore it, and we couldn't wait to get it on the show. So we'll finally start it off. The first one being OmniWick. Is that right, Kev?
No, OmniShade.
OmniShade. We'll start with that. OmniShade is found in every single one of these Columbia shirts, and what it is, the fabric actually reflects both UVA and UVB rays, obviously keeping it sun smart. We've got a little clip for you to have a check, and then we will come back to it. So Kev, hit it.
With OmniShade, protection takes two forms, making fun in the hot sun a more comfortable experience. Using a UV lamp to simulate sunlight, we've placed clear UV absorbing beads under a swatch of OmniShade fabric on the left and under a swatch of industry standard fabric on the right. After a few minutes under the lamp, the OmniShade fabric has protected its clear UV beads. However, the UV beads protected by standard fabric have drastically changed colors, demonstrating possible skin damage. OmniShade, the coolest sunblock around.
So there you have it, a little glimpse of what OmniShade is. Now, as I said earlier, you find these in every single one of Columbia's shirts, and pretty self-explanatory on how that benefits us as fishermen. We spend way too long out in the sun, And we know how hard it can be on the skin and obviously the long-term damages, but a Columbia shirt available in UPF 30, 40 and 50 plus will keep the sun off you, and coupled with sunscreen, you're not going to suffer any of those burns anytime soon.
It's one of the things, when you go on a trip to Darwin, everybody wears a Columbia shirt, right?
Yeah.
And you're out in the sun, you get up, you're out in the water at 7 in the morning, you get home at 7 at night, you're out there 12 hours, and yes, you've got to put your hat and your sunscreen and all that sort of stuff, but that's why they wear the shirts.
That's
because
right.
It's got the technology. Yep. If you're wearing lighter gear and that, it just doesn't give you, you might think it does, but it doesn't give you the UV protection.
Exactly right.
And that's
exactly
one technology,
right.
but
So
there's a couple more.
That's right. So before we talk about anything else, that's a worthy investment in itself.
Yeah.
What I'm about to talk about next is called OmniWick. Now, before I get into it, Kev, we'll roll the video on this one and then we'll get straight into it.
OmniWick is the ultimate moisture management technology for the outdoors. Increased body temperature during exertion causes perspiration and damp, clammy clothing. OmniWick quickly moves moisture from the skin into the fabric, where it spreads across the surface to quickly evaporate, keeping you cool and your clothing dry. Staying dry prevents chafing and keeps you comfortable all day, letting you go farther and faster in search of fun.
Now, OmniWick is all about comfort, and it is designed for exactly that. What it actually does, the material draws the sweat away from your body and allows it to be evaporated super quick, so you stay dry and comfortable all day. So, Dave, you spoke about Darwin. Yeah. Isn't it absolutely big time?
Yeah, but I also wore, I've got an OmniWick top that I wore. I climbed Mount Cathedral, what was it, last November, I think? And I had to go to the doctors on the Monday to have an ECG because it nearly killed me. I actually thought I had a heart attack. But I wore that that OmniWick top.
Yep.
And you don't get any pools of sweat under your arms or, you know, in the guts where you sweat and all that, all those traditional places, because it just absorbs it.
Do they make jocks?
I don't think they have Columbia jocks, Charlie, but it's just one of those things. It's good.
That's the name of the game. OmniWick, it draws the sweat away from your body and it allows it to be evaporated really quickly, so that you couple that with a couple of these other technologies and it's one very, very comfortable day in fishing. Now, this next one's a little bit special. It's called OmniShield. Now, what that is, it's a component to this fabric that basically repels the absorption that causes stains. That's pretty self-explanatory on how it works for fishermen, but hang on before you start, Dave. Kev, run the video, otherwise I'll get in trouble again.
OmniShield is a long-lasting water and stain repellent technology that helps you stay dry and looking good. It resists liquids from absorbing into the yarns and staining your apparel. Unlike conventional fabrics which absorb moisture, OmniShield fabric repels moisture and dries very quickly. Trying stuff is an adventure. Dress accordingly.
Now, Dave, you recently put OmniShield to the ultimate test.
Well, I put it under the drink, so that's
under the drink.
The shirt you're wearing
the shirt
now
I'm wearing,
is called Blood and Guts.
Correct.
Yeah. So the idea is that protection, actually the blood comes off, the guts comes off, and I haven't tested it with a calamari yet. I've tried to get one to squirt me whenever I'm wearing that shirt and it wants to squirt me, but I had to go. I had the boat on the mooring out the front down at my campsite at Christmas, and I wore my shirt. Now I went up to about there in the water, and you look down, and it was like I had a waterproof shirt on.
Oh, okay.
The water actually had beads on it, and it was repelling the water as I was walking through the water. It's like you know, if you got a canvas tent and you spray or you rub the water repellent
with a bit of rain.
It's got that built into the shirt.
Yeah, that's right. So another little handy feature, which is not a technology thing, it's just a really, really cool idea and shows you that the people that got behind this shirt to develop it were thinking of everything. Check this out. That right there.
Oh, well, I just happen to have my sunglasses.
That's a sunglasses cleaner.
Sunglasses cleaner.
Dead set. They've thought of everything. Because these shirts are so light and all these technologies, they make it really hard to clean your sunnies. Nah, not anymore.
Check mine out.
Not with this little bad boy down here.
One too.
So, sunglasses cleaner on the bottom of the shirt. It's the small things that make a huge difference. So
one more technology
that's OmniShield. Now, OmniFreeze. This one is almost unbelievable, and until I actually saw it and got amongst it at a recent Tackle World conference, I would have told you that you were lying if you told me this was possible. This is called OmniFreeze, and Kev will roll the video, and when we come back, I'll explain.
This thermal transfer technology disperses body heat, keeping you significantly cooler in hot weather. Specially shaped flat yarns are woven together to facilitate the release of heat and feel cooler to the touch. Traditional round yarns lack the contact surface to bare skin, which gives OmniFreeze its heat distributing qualities. By transmitting heat away from the body faster and feeling cooler to touch, you can stay active in warm weather and continue to enjoy your outdoor adventures.
Now, our introduction to OmniFreeze was a little sleeve that Nick from Columbia gave to us at a recent table
He
conference.
is Mr. Columbia.
He is.
Isn't he?
Oh,
So
he
we
gives you
put,
one, but
we put this sleeve on. We put this sleeve on. He walked past with a spray bottle and gave it one spray,
Yep.
as if you were sweating.
Yep.
It actually went cold.
Yeah.
So what it is a flat yarn which basically releases heat,
Yep.
making it cool to touch. This shirt, legitimately, as you sweat, it gets rid of the heat, which almost acts like a cooling agent, and it actually feels cold.
Yeah.
It is insane. If you're going anywhere where there's massive humidity, massive heat, of which we deal with in Victoria every summer's day, this shirt takes comfortability to a new level because it will actually cool you down as you get hot.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Can I tell you another feature?
Yes.
Because you know we were sitting learning about Columbia clothing the other week, and on the screen it said on the order sheet thing it said comes with a rod holder, and I'm thinking, oh, every shirt comes with a free rod holder. I wonder if it's like a one that goes on your tinny or your big boat. Is it stainless steel or plastic and that? And then can I just show you what they meant? I'm gonna get up here. I'll got a fishing rod out of the rack here. Trelly, stand up. I think we'll get this here. So you get a free rod holder. Look at this. You want to tie a lure or tie a knot or something like that? There's your, you know how you always lean it there and then it falls over? Well,
you can do
there's your free rod holder. How did I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but how did you get all three stubbies in front of you? Fair to his first show back, I tell you.
I do it to me mates.
So, in closing, it's pretty safe to say Columbia comes everything. Now, we only touched on a few of these technologies, and as we get more comfortable with them, as we continue to learn more about them, we'll bring you up to speed with what's happening. But there's 4 basic ones which will benefit us as fishermen every single day of the week. So pop into your local and check them out because it's bloody good gear.
They do make the shirt that everyone else wants to make, don't they?
Yeah, that's right.
They do. They got a new model called Comedy Face coming. I heard.
Anyway, there's all the technologies. There's 8 more. We're going to talk about them in another show as well. Up next, Kramers Mailbag and plenty more right after this on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
From apparel to footwear, the Performance Fishing Gear collection is built for fishing of all kinds. Whether you wade in sun-scorched saltwater flats, hike into mountain rivers, or fish anywhere in between, we want to keep you out there and keep you protected. As well as pants, shorts, and vented shirts, the collection includes arm sleeves, neck gaiters, hats, and shoes with drainable midsoles. The apparel and footwear in this line are built around fishing, but can be used in any setting, handling the toughest environments.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Alrighty, let's get into it. Kramers Mailbag. Only a few this week, boys, because first week back. People don't know that we're back.
Second week back.
Build up.
Yeah, second week back.
Yeah, Charlie's first week back.
Build up in the bag.
Michael Gibbons, he writes to us, hey guys, are you still putting a show on YouTube? I live in a bad area. I had to edit this because he said something else. I live in a bad area and channel 31/44. Why do they call channel 31? Why is it on channel 44,
Digital.
not 31?
31 was probably taken
What's
already
there was
digitally.
No idea.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, I don't know then. Ask him. Write him a letter.
31/44 is hit and miss. And I missed last week's show. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Kevin might yell in my ear.
Yeah.
Is episode 1 on YouTube yet?
Oh, I'm not sure.
He says no comment.
Yeah,
no, he says yes, it is. There you go. So there you go. On our YouTube channel, yes, you will find, Michael, you will find episode 1 up there in full high definition.
There you go.
Rob writes to us. He goes, hi there. Is there a reason why you cannot use a cast net in Victoria? I just moved down from Cairns. Cheers, Rob.
Yes, simple rule for Victoria. If it's fun, it's illegal. Seriously? Oh, yeah, well, look at it. There's rules upon rules upon rules.
Yeah.
Put it in the Travis Dowling pile.
Let's go in the Travis pile.
Because it is fun. It is fun, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Catch good bait.
why wouldn't you be allowed to use a cast net in Victoria? Because we have mullet.
Yeah.
I had one back in the 1980s. It was quite long.
What was she like? No, we stick to size. They make a 6 foot one instead of an 8 or a 9 foot one. I don't know.
I've got no idea why it would
That's
be
a good
illegal.
question, Robin. One that
Travis
will
pile.
follow up because, yeah. Anyway, Howard writes, "Hi guys, do you know if there's any fish at the lake at Caribbean Gardens?"
Yeah, got some
my
buckets,
my
yeah.
tip, it'd be loaded with carp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be.
Tilapia.
Carp.
It's like,
No, I don't know. It's cold.
They should put barramundi in it.
that's cold.
Um,
Down there next week.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
trying.
Yeah, I reckon there'd be carp in it.
Yeah.
You'll be able to find out if you're down
well, I
at the
don't
market.
think it's stock, so it's not one of the.
No, just flick a few bits of
Someone
bread in.
always throws a fish in somewhere, don't they?
Chuck a few bits
Or
of bread. I
bird
reckon you'll
does or
see pretty
whatever.
quick.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right lettering. Get some right lettering.
There you go. Anyway, a bit short on mailbag. If you'd like to write into Kramers Mailbag, this is what you do.
Send your mail to Kramers Mailbag, PO Box 734, Patterson Lakes, Victoria 3197, or email kramer@ifish.com.au.
Now, ads, I'd like to ask you the question. Oh, over here. How is my favourite place in the world? Let's talk about Narooma for a few minutes because
It's still unreal.
I love that. I love that place, and
We had probably 22 to 25 degrees the whole time.
Yeah.
It was a little bit blowy, but why I think this place is so good, we fish land-based the whole time.
Yeah.
And I honestly reckon we caught more fish than what most people did in the little hire boats.
yeah.
The way that
You didn't take your kayak?
No, I didn't take the kayak.
No.
It was a bit hard to fit all the kids' stuff and all that with all the kayak accessories and bits and pieces, but I didn't need it. They've got these beautiful, beautiful, big, sweeping flats that on a low tide give you immediate access to the channel. You literally walk to the channel, cast out over the weed beds, and you catch. We caught endless amounts of pinkies. And I think if we put them all together, we might have got one that just hit size. They were literally the size of your palm.
Oh,
Yeah.
We got those silver carp that you were catching up at Nelson.
Oh, those brim things.
But I must admit, the most fun thing of the trip was the bait pump on the flats getting to get bass yabbies.
Bass yabbies, aren't
Yeah,
they
the one
good
arm
for the
bandits.
kids?
They are everywhere.
Yeah, right.
So we pumped the yabbies on
Take
the
the
first
jack for
day,
kids.
and I'm saying to the kids, "Oh, don't worry about their claw. It's just a little weak."
No, they draw
measly
blood.
thing."
They draw blood.
told the kids that?
Lucky, yeah, I told the kids that,
Yeah,
thinking,
great.
"No, it's just a dodgy little claw." Anyway, we fished that night and figured out pretty quick they're not dodgy little claws. They got us a couple of crackers.
Yeah, they draw blood.
They're unreal.
Yeah, you got to watch that.
Child abuse.
Yeah. So listen, offshore, speaking to a few of the charter boats and bits and pieces, offshore, pretty good. If you're planning trips over there through Easter, you are still every bit of catching
And the bar
kingfish at the
there, as
island.
far as getting your boat in and getting out.
It was pretty average. The Narooma bar is notoriously
Yeah,
bad.
that's-
I guess it
yeah.
probably gets a lot of publicity for the wrong reasons, and rightly so, because it can be a very temperamental shoot of water. But and it was pretty gnarly when we were there. So the winds were pretty average, so there wasn't too much activity of boats going in and out. But from what I understand, the kingfish are still pretty good around the island. And one thing I don't think gets done enough at Narooma is you don't have to go all the way to the island. They get snapper and mowies and all your reef fish. If you wanted to muck around with a plastic or a small jig or just drop a paternoster with some cuttlefish
live
or
silver carp.
just it's a place that offers so much, and it is genuinely one of the best places.
Good to hear bank, onshore fishing, from bank fishing.
And because of the way it's set up, we were fishing the channel and the kids were playing on the water.
Yeah, okay.
So
right.
you could do everything. Everyone could have a good time, and it was just a beautiful place.
And you all come home?
Yeah, back to the real world.
It's kind of a little bit away, isn't it? Like
It is.
It's
It's a big
just
drive.
that it's a
bit
bit of a
further.
drive,
Yep.
and you get there and you go, I've got to drive all the way home. I wish I could stay a month.
That's right.
It's one of those places. But the thing I love about Narooma is everything's so close. You know,
Yeah,
you
it
can
is.
virtually walk anywhere in town.
Yep.
One set of traffic lights, so you don't have to.
few little roundabouts. A lot of hills though.
Yeah,
Shocking hills.
I know.
It's all right
Sometimes
to
that's
walk
good
down,
up the back of the
trying
lake.
to walk up.
Oh, you're walking?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because there was We walked for a reason.
Also during the break, you were giving us your opinion on $35 lures and 4-pound breaking strain line.
It's a wonderful thing.
It is. Is that the first time you've used that?
Just don't catch brim without it.
Ross would have had you all geared up.
He did. He did, and Chris from
Ross is your son, right?
Yeah, Ross, my son, and Chris from our Geelong store, and the boys there, actually, and Maury, I'm going here, and just ring me out. I don't care what it costs, just give me all the gear, blah blah blah. So I get down there. What's this cost? It's like $35 for this crab. You go, Jesus, wow, I'll give it a go. So you tie it on bed. It works good. But after the,
what you call one?
Yeah, I did on a little cranker crab. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Wasn't expecting it.
And then you caught just as many on a pilchard with 6 hooks in it.
Yeah, that's right. Trick of the stubby. So yeah,
I love
it
fishing.
Out of the water.
It's the best.
It is.
What about the 4-pound line? Is it the first time you ever used 4-pound line?
Yeah, that is something. Now that is something that if you can get it through your head, and look, we all know because, and if you can get it in your head to use light line, you will catch more fish.
Yeah, you're right.
Especially on rod and reel and targeting stuff and things like that. But yeah, 30-pound leader.
And the satisfaction that comes with catching a fish
on a 4-pound line.
That's right. Yeah. It is. It's like you're hunting, and then it's just like mass killing them. So,
am I right in saying 2-pound is the lightest line, or is there a 1-pound?
I'm sure you could probably get 1 pound, but
I was looking on the wall actually the other day.
Openly on the market, 4 pounds about minimum.
We've got some 2-pound though.
Because it comes back to 1 kilo.
No, that fluorocarbon stuff.
What did you say, 2 kilo? Yeah, 4 pound.
Yeah.
No, I think it was 2 pound.
No, there's 3 pound. 3 pound there.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be 1 kilo. But they chase marlin on 2 kilo. That black watch can.
Oh, that is the biggest rort in fishing ever. Yes,
no,
they
it wouldn't
do.
happen.
Yeah. Tease a marlin to the boat, rig a bait up with bloody 1 kilo line. Tease the marlin to the boat, lob at the bait. As soon as it eats it, they smack a tag in it. That's not a capture.
Oh, and they've caught it all in less than 3.2 seconds.
So they catch it, it eats, tag it, bust it off. That is not catching.
Is that what they do?
Yes, I don't care what anyone says. And if
then
anyone
get put up on the podium at the F1 Grand Prix to say
if anyone doesn't do that in the glory days of line class fishing, write in. Kramers Mailbag, I want to hear from you because that is not fishing. That's cheating.
That's cheating. That is no good. I didn't realise that went on.
I
tell you what. All right, coming up next, this week's Hotspots. We'll be back shortly on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
G'day, Callan here from Paul Worson's Tackle World Cranbourne. Supercharged batteries have been supplying maintenance-free marine batteries since 2001. The Seamaster Gold range is second to none, delivering superior starting power and reserve capacity. No need to top up with water, truly a fit and forget battery. With up to 2 years replacement warranty, you know you have quality. Your battery is your lifeline. Without it, you're dead in the water because it's bloody hard to push start. I've got a Seamaster battery in my boat. Make yours a Seamaster Gold today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And now the segment you've all been waiting for.
Hotspots, brought to you by Seamaster Batteries. Make yours a Seamaster Gold today.
I tell you what, the hotspots this week are hot, and we're about to have a run, or in fact we had it today, didn't we? 30 degrees, 4 days straight.
Yep.
Now there is some windy patches amongst it, but there's some very calm patches amongst it as well, and you just got to get out when the wind's not blowing because it is going to be magnificent fishing, virtually no moon, and as we build, but it is a great week for fishing, I can tell you. Let's kick it off with the Rip because it is the hotspot, and I was there on Sunday. I saw the photos from Saturday, and that's why I went there on Sunday, and there were boats galore. And I've got to say, I reckon a lot of newcomers. The boats look a little bit smaller on average. A lot of new guys doing it, and it's so good to see people get into it.
I have a question for you as someone who's fished the Rip. Where are you actually fishing? The Rip is a very big area, but a very small area at the same time. Are you literally fishing right in Port Phillip Bay heads, or are you smack bang in the middle? Where are you? How far in do you come?
I get asked that question a lot, and the answer is where all the other boats are fishing, because one thing about king fishing is it's not like snapper fishing. If you went and anchored next to a bloke 10 metres away, he'd throw sinkers at you and get hit in the scone, right? Yeah. What happens with king fishing is people are trying to find the fish, and once they find the fish, everyone follows. So you can imagine, I'll try and do this to the camera, that camera. You say 10 boats pull up, everyone is drifting like this. right? And when you get to the end of the run, you might be in 50 metres of water, and all of a sudden you come up to 25 metres of water. It's time to go back to the 50 metres. So the first guy here comes around, the second guy comes around. They all drift in a pattern and they go like that. Now, if activity creates activity, you've got all these jigs in the water, you've got all these squid live down there, and when the kings do come on, because one of the things with kingfishing is that they come on, bang, they're eating, they're having a feeding time. It might only be half an hour, but when you see someone bringing a kingfish on board, everyone gets in line, drifts over the same thing, everybody's on, and it's just a really good style of fishing.
So as a Victorian who wants to throw a sinker at any boat that comes within 50 metres of me, how are they going in the rip? And it's a serious question because we don't like sharing the water with other people.
Everyone is there sharing the love. The other day I was 5 metres from a boat and one of us had to start our engine and back off, but you know what? There's never any arguments. It's whoever sees the other one first.
Good to see, because that's how it works out at the room, eh?
Yeah, exactly, It's all good. All right, let's keep going. Seaford is another hot spot. I tell you what, if you want to get out and catch yourself a nice feed of flathead or garfish. Now, the garfish, I reckon they're non-existent down in some of the high-flowing areas like the Mornington Peninsula, out in Western Port a little bit. But if you want a garfish, plenty around Seaford, and also flathead in 7 metres of water. There's some beauties down there. Let's head over to Western Port and Coronet Bay. There's been some King George whiting. Now, King George whiting are tough boys, aren't they?
They are very tough.
Not to eat, but to catch at the moment.
Yeah, correct.
And Coronet Bay seems to be the place where there are a few around.
Nice.
Scotty got out there the other day and found a few. Paul Delisle got out there, got a few. So all the boys from work are getting into a few, but very, very tough. While we're in Western Port, at the western entrance, there's a place called Seal Rocks at the end of Phillip Island. It's probably the place to go for yellowtail kingfish.
That's right, if you want a big one.
Yeah, except if you're Pat Allaby and you only catch small 16-kilo gummy sharks on live bait.
Who was that? Pat Allaby?
Yeah.
He's been getting small, if you didn't see the start of the show, Charlie, small gummy sharks of 16 kilos. So
on
there
live
you go.
yackers.
Now, a place that, I know we had it in Catch of the Week, but a place that's been on fire for weeks, and it's just sensational this time of year, is Lake Purrumbete. Brown trout, even they are that thick that Paul Worstling even got one the other day.
Wow.
Yeah. No, they are thick. They are thick. Beautiful colours, beautiful fish, big, and you've got to fish in certain ways. Whether you, do they use that pilchard method the same as the Chinook salmon on the trout? I don't know if they do.
Solely because the concentration of salmon aren't as great as what they are at Bull and Merri. And you've got a lot more structure in Purrumbete.
They use a lot of those. They catch those little gudgeons down there, and I use a lot of those.
They do too.
Yeah. So, but John who's got the method. John who's got the caravan park down here. Go and see John at the caravan park.
Yeah.
Great guy.
And if you want to launch your boat, you've actually got to drive through his caravan park to launch your boat, so you've got to go and see him anyway.
Yeah, and he's really switched on. He's got a great selection of little lures and tackle there too, so he knows what's going on.
Nice.
There you go. And lucky last, right to the east of Victoria, there are some beautiful mulloway and dusky flathead at Mallacoota. What a beautiful place. Oh, and marlin offshore, absolutely. And kings. Mallacoota is absolutely on fire at the moment. But in that estuary, sometimes it gets a little bit lost to lake tyres now. But we should never forget that Mallacoota is a beautiful place.
With a big fatty thing.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger. The nets were taken out at the same time as Lake Tyres, and it's an absolute beautiful place.
Right up to Gypsy Point, up the top of that, there's some lovely spots.
Heaps of your new favourite fish up there? Heaps of brim.
Charlie, just someone on social media is telling us that Sam Maluk, who's doing the cooking demo, is a she, not a he.
Oh, no, it's Sam Goodwin down a bit further down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Sam's a she as well.
Oh, okay. Sam's a she as well.
They just said Sam's a she.
I'm confused.
One's a male, one's... Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Sam.
Well, no, Sam Goodwin's a she.
No, Sam Goodwin's a he. He was on MasterChef.
Yeah, he was on MasterChef, yeah.
He also was at Trelly's Spectacular, wasn't he?
In Geelong.
Well, I guess he's a he then. Someone on social...
Last time I checked him.
Trelly, what's going on with the cod scene and the yellow belly scene? Because... we're not, as you see from Catch of the Week. There's not a lot of photos coming through. You get the odd one up on the Murray, but is Lake Eildon, is the Goulburn, what's going on?
It's we're not getting a lot of reports from Lake Eildon. We're getting a lot of reports just at the moment from Lake Ngambie. Some really good reports there. And I was up at the Murray a couple of weeks ago, and it looks, Lupner Island, it looks fantastic. It looks just incredibly clear. You know, it's a nice flow. You could throw spinnerbaits around, and they're catching a few fish in the Lupner Creek. You can go and see Webby up there at the Red Gum Retreat. He's an old poacher from way back. He knows what's going on. So, you know, that area through there, right downstream from there, it's flowing at a nice, consistent level. No input of dirty water from rain, things like that. It's fishing a little bit under the radar, actually.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Where's that river you took me that time?
The Broken, between Shepherd and Benalla.
Yep. How's that fishing?
Yeah, that's another one I shouldn't talk about, but it's fun. It's surface lures.
I was going to say, it's typically a small fish river though, isn't it?
Oh, they just get meter fishing there, but it's just...
Are they?
Yes, it's just, you come across these little streamers, just bullshit.
You want to finish that sentence?
You just get cod like this. Every now and again you would come to a hole and there's just this massive cod. Incredible. Yeah, incredible,
Is there a preferred bait this time of year for native fish?
Yeah, pompadours.
Yeah, the big ones. The big ones, yeah.
Is it cheese or yabbies or?
Yeah, cheese gets a bit of a real run. Chicken strips, you know, things like that. But while the water's clear and while it's doing it at the moment, surface lures and surface lures mainly, wake baits and lures. Once it dirties, look, bait. Yabbies, broken yabbies, put them in little socks with barley grubs, things like that. But
there you go. Unfortunately, that's it for Talking Fishing. We hope you enjoyed the show. A fantastic week of weather is ahead, so make the most of it and go wet a line and enjoy this great time of year when the wind is not blowing. Till we see you again next Tuesday on Talking Fishing, please stay safe on the water and enjoy your fishing.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. We got all you need, just take a look. Watch those fish jump on your hook. So just relax and take your time. Enjoy the show, then drop us a line. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing.
Have a good weekend, Mr. Walker.
You too, son.